Hello, friends. Welcome back to Samuel Graham Does TCGs. What a time to be alive. We have release day, Crucible of War, Unlimited for Flesh and Blood. Let's get on into it. I've been excited about this. I've really enjoyed opening Monarch, um, but at the same time, I can't open this plastic. But at the same time, I also really liked Crucible of War. And so I've been looking forward to seeing Unlimited of it again. And it's been such a wait since first edition really kind of became harder to come by. So I'm thrilled to see it. This is my first. Ooh, the Japanese printing, I do believe. I've got my case over here. Yep. So this came from the Japanese printer. So it's got a handy tear tab on the side of the booster if I can figure out how to use it, which so far I cannot. I definitely tore that poorly. Learning curve. Well, I guess since it's been a while, we can kind of spend a little bit more time looking at some of the commons and uncommons, at least to start off with. And our first foil is a common. That's a Brutal Assault. We've got Edge of Autumn and Cash In. I've still sat on a couple of cash-ins. I may still kind of keep collecting those for a while, see what I can get with that. It'd probably amount to nothing in the long run, but worth a shot anyway. So yeah, I'm going to need to practice on these new pull tabs. And there is our first rare foil. That is a Promise of Plenty. Another cash in, alright. So if I'm liking to cash in, that is a fantastic start. No Majestics yet. I would absolutely love to see a Shiana or a Shard, obviously. Consuming Volition. Flood of Force, there's our first Majestic. A Ninja action. Towering Titan. I'm going to have to do better at that pull tab. I never did a lot of Zen State token, that's cool. I never did a lot of like Magic the Gathering that had pull tabs. I'm used to doing the kind of peel from the back, so that's going to take some getting used to. Cindering Foresight and some Kadachi action. Well, yeah, that did not go well. There's a Crane Dance. That's a rare foil. There's a Pitfall Trap and Lunging Press. That's actually a card that I like that one a fair bit as a generic reaction.
Number refers to an individual song, dance, or instrumental piece which, part of a larger work of musical theater, opera, or oratorio,
And I just got
of a person,
interrupted
law,
by
skill,
my
reason,
assistant
bitter,
over here.
biased, not favoring one party unreasonably.
My fault. So there's a hit and run common foil, Meganetic Shockwave for our second Majestic, a Mechanologist attack, and a red Cindering Foresight. Hey, I finally got the tab right on that one. We'll see if I can keep that going. There's a Overblast common foil. Rushing River and Barraging Bighorn. Yep, messed it up again this time around. Reinforce the line for another rare foil. Reinforce the line, same pitch, and promise of plenty for rares. That is... I already got out of the comments, didn't I? That's alright. Riled Up is a common foil. High speed impact for a rare, and Redliner, a ranger weapon. So one interesting thing about Crucible War is it doesn't really have a token slot, but there are the Zen State tokens and the heroes in particular that you can actually pull in the common slot. Here we go with a majestic foil, which is horribly out of focus here. But it is Arg Smash, a brute action. Then we get a Dauntless and Rushing River, both rares. So yeah, so you can get, it's mostly the Ira for a common, for a young hero, and then the adult heroes like Dorinthia, Bravo, Rhinar, I think Azalea. There's Bravo right there. The main heroes from the first two sets that kind of get that going, and that's pretty cool. Crush the Weak. Coax a Commotion. That's a pretty decent, majestic hit right there. I'm happy with that one. And Crane Dance. So that's interesting that instead of tokens, you can pull like those adult heroes along with Ira as commons. There's a Pathing Helix, a ranger arrow attack. Towering Titan, and a Zephyr Needle, ninja dagger. It's fun to see more of the cards. Like I use Dorinthia as my main deck and Azalea as my second. So there are a lot of cards from Crucible War that I've used for those decks. Rousing Aether, common. Plasma Purifier, there's another majestic that I've used for those decks, and so I've looked at those specifically. But it's nice to see the non-class, the classes I don't play. It's kind of fun to see those cards again for the first time in a while, really. There's a rare foil, a yellow Barraging Bighorn, Cindering Foresight blue, and Reinforce the Line red. Especially a lot of the art in this set was pretty cool for things like the Wizard and the Wizard and Runeblade in particular, but everything had some pretty awesome art. There's Katsu in our common slot for an adult hero again. There's Blessing of Serenity, a common foil. Crane Dance, and a Centauri Saber. It's I think it's focused more on Kasai, the other warrior option in here, but I've seen some builds that can make Dorinthia get some use out of that as well. I've thought about fiddling with that, but I haven't drifted off there yet. There's Viscerai. This is a cool piece of art too, especially in foil. Soulbead Strike. It's a ninja attack. That's pretty sweet. A Rock Slide Trap, and Lunging Press again. I've got to get my pull tab game better here. There's Rhinar. Sutcliffe's Research Notes for a common. We've got a Dauntless and a Towering Titan. Yeah, I'm not talking as much this time just because I'm excited kind of seeing these cards again. There's a rare foil Dauntless. Pretty cool piece of art. There's Promise of Plenty and High Speed Impact. There's Kano, our wizard adult hero. Alright, that's pretty sweet. Not a gigantic hit, but one I will take nonetheless. This would have been a cold foil in first edition, but it is a rainbow foil perch grapplers. The ranger legs. That's not bad at all. We got a reaping blade and a rushing river. So yeah, that's probably the big hitter slot for this particular box, since that's what would have been the cold foil, basically. Since in Unlimited we have rainbow foils instead of cold foils. There's a cool copper token right there. That's fun. So that's another example of a token in the common slot in this set. Towering Titan and Cavdane, Trader of Skins. The namesake of Cavdane's Market, Mr. Louis and Kitchen Table TCG. There's a Emerging Dominance, common foil. Hey, all right. The Majestic equipment is always nice to see. That's a Viziertronic Model I. And a Crane Dance rare. 3 packs left for this box. My guess is we see one more Majestic. But we shall see. There's a red Soul Bead Strike foil. There's I think this is the opposite Zephyr Needle that we saw earlier. They have some of the weapons, the Centauri Saber, Zephyr Needle, and the Kodachis have one going each direction, since they're one-handed weapons that you can have one in each hand. Wow. There's a regular non-foil copper token. There's a Towering Titan rare foil. I always forget, and then I see it again, how many resources it takes to swing with that 9. Promise of Plenty and Mavrian Skies. And one final pack for my first box of Crucible of War Unlimited. Hey, there's Dorinthia, my favorite to build a deck around. Salt the Wound for a common foil. And sure enough, there was one last Majestic. The Rune Blade Rattlebones, followed by Reinforce the Line. So not too bad to start off with. Value-wise, I'm not sure exactly how this Unlimited is going to go so far. I know Coax a Commotion, the Viziertronic, and the Perch Grapplers were all, decent hits in first edition. The Perch Grapplers because they were cold foil, and just, the equipment nature of the others. So I don't know if exactly how I did on this box per se, but I can't be disappointed that getting the rainbow foil majestic equipment, or majestic rainbow foil equipment, instead of like one of the Zephyr Needles or something like that, is pretty nice. So I'd say not a half bad start. Thanks very much for watching. Y'all have a good night and good luck with yours as well.